Formula One is in a fight for its future, and most of you don't even realize it yet. Formula One has a problem that has fans up in arms and screaming for a resolution, and the two biggest names in the sport just proved how big a problem this really is. On one side, you've got Lewis Hamilton, telling you what we're seeing in 2026 is the best version of F1 racing he has seen in years. Cars can follow, battles actually happen. There's movement, unpredictability, what fans have been begging for, instead of always having the same 3 or 4 teams contest the checkered flag. On the other side, Max Verstappen, the most dominant driver on the grid and a living legend, basically saying the exact opposite. The cars don't feel right, the racing isn't pure, too much management, not enough pushing. Verstappen may be one of the best drivers in the world, but he's also splashing about like a 3-year-old with a soiled diaper, leaving hints that he may just quit F1 after the 2026 season because he's so upset at the fact other teams may now have a fair shot at him. Here's the reality. They're both correct. What you're seeing isn't just a disagreement. It's a philosophical split about what Formula One is supposed to be. Is it the fastest, most aggressive form of racing on Earth? Absolute case to be made for that. Or is it a calculated, strategic, energy-managed chess match at 200 miles per hour? Again, an absolute case to be made for this new style. Hamilton is looking at the show. Verstappen is living the experience. And those are not the same thing. And this is where the sport splits in a way nobody expected. Fans see overtakes in tighter racing. They think things are better. Drivers feel lift and coast, battery limits, and artificial constraints, and they think something's been lost. That tension is not going away, because Formula One is trying to be two things at once: a global entertainment product and the purest form of motorsport. Right now, it's walking a very thin line between the two and causing a major split between rabid fans and those who could be considered the best drivers on the planet Earth. Everyone's complaining that F1 is slower. They're complaining about the wrong thing entirely. Let's stop pretending this is normal, because it's not. Formula One drivers are hitting full throttle and going slower. Think about that. Because under the current regulations, started in 2026, drivers are constantly managing energy, harvesting battery power, deploying it strategically, and sometimes backing off when they should be attacking. It's called super clipping, and it's a fancy way of saying the car runs out of usable power before the straight is over. So what happens? The best drivers in the world, guys trained to push the absolute limit, are lifting, coasting, managing. That's not instinct, that's programming. And if you're a purist, yeah, it looks ridiculous. But here's where I'm going to push back hard. This isn't broken, it's different. Because what Formula One has done is shift the challenge. It's no longer just who's fastest. Now it's who's smartest, who manages energy best, who times their attack perfectly. That's a different kind of pressure, and not everyone handles it the same way. And that's why you're seeing more variation, more mistakes, more opportunity. Let's be honest, most fans don't actually understand what they're watching anymore. The old model? You had 2 to 3 drivers dominating week after week, procession racing dressed up as competition. Many times it was like watching a high-speed parade without any of the holiday floats. This, for all its flaws, creates openings, tension, unpredictability. So yeah, it may not look like the flat-out pedal-to-the-floor racing of the past, but it's forcing drivers to think, adapt, and execute in ways they never had to before. And whether people like it or not, that's real competition. Pit stop. Here's the part Formula One fans don't want to admit. The sport is better now, and they hate it. Because for years, what did we hear? It's boring. The same drivers win every week. There's no real competition. And they were correct. You could predict the podium before the lights went out. Competition only filtered from the front row to maybe the 4th row, if lucky. Now, that certainty is gone, or at least it's cracked a little bit. And suddenly people are uncomfortable, screeching, infuriated, up in arms as if this is a motorsports tragedy. Why? Because the sport doesn't look the way it used to. Drivers aren't flat out every second. There's strategy layered into every single lap. There's management, timing, precision. And for some fans, that feels like a slapped backward. It's not. And the people screaming the loudest, they're not reacting to bad racing. They're reacting to losing control. Let's be honest about what's really happening. The dominance is being challenged. The margins are tighter, and more drivers actually have a shot on any given weekend. That's not worse. That's better. What people are reacting to isn't bad racing, it's unfamiliar racing. And those are two very different things. Formula One didn't lose its identity. It evolved. And like every major sport that evolves, there's always backlash. But if the trade-off is less predictability, more competition, more meaningful moments on track, then this isn't a crisis. It's progress. And the people complaining the loudest, they're not reacting to what the sport is, they're reacting to what it used to be. Everything changes. Everything evolves. And often evolution has to drag people kicking and screaming into a better future. Just like this one already is.